Welcome back to Anne History. In this episode, we step behind the scenes to uncover the secrets behind the throne of Julius Caesar. We know him as the mighty conqueror and ruler, but today we explore the man behind the legend, his relationships, his alliances, and the betrayals that shaped his life. From his mother's wisdom to his scandalous love affair with Cleopatra, Caesar's personal struggles reveal a deeper side to this legendary figure. This is the story of Julius Caesar, not just as a ruler, but as a man. Are you ready? History remembers the victories, the battles, the speeches, but behind the facade of power and grandeur lay the man, Julius Caesar, a figure shaped by both ambition and personal struggles. His private life, often overshadowed by his public achievements, reveals a deeper understanding of the man who sought to rule the world. Before he was a general, before he was a dictator, Julius Caesar was a son. His early life was marked by the influence of his family, particularly his mother, Aurelia. She was his first teacher in the art of politics, guiding him through the treacherous waters of Roman society. Aurelia, you must always remember, guys, that the heart of power lies in the people's trust. Without it, you are nothing. Aurelia's wisdom would stay with Caesar throughout his life, shaping his approach to both politics and personal relationships. But the road ahead was not easy. Caesar's early life was fraught with struggles, including the loss of his father at the age of 16 and the political turmoil that followed. In the realm of Roman politics, marriages were often more strategic than romantic. Caesar's first marriage to Cornelia, the daughter of a prominent leader of Rome, was no exception. The union provided him with valuable political connections, but tragedy soon struck after Cornelia's death. Caesar remarried, aligning himself with another influential family. His second wife, Pompeia, was meant to strengthen his political standing, but their marriage would end in scandal. Caesar's personal life was often at odds with his public persona. His marriages were calculated, his decisions pragmatic. Yet, despite the political advantages they provided, his heart often remained distant. However, it was his relationship with Cleopatra that would become one of the most famous and controversial of his life. Caesar's affair with Cleopatra was a union of two powerful figures, each with their own ambitions. After meeting her during his campaign in Egypt, Caesar became captivated by the young queen. Their relationship was not only a romantic one, but a strategic alliance that brought Egypt under Roman influence. Their union produced a son, Caesarion, whom Cleopatra claimed was Caesar's rightful heir. But in Rome, this relationship caused scandal. The idea that Caesar might establish a dynasty with a foreign queen struck fear into the hearts of many Romans. Though Caesar formed powerful alliances, few relationships were as complex as the one he shared with Marcus Junius Brutus. Brutus, whom Caesar treated as a son, would later become one of his assassins. But in these early years, their bond was one of mutual respect, even as the politics of Rome began to pull them in opposite directions. Caesar, I trust you, Brutus, more than I trust the Senate. Together, we can shape Rome's future. But trust in Rome was a fragile thing. For every ally, Caesar made an enemy. His relationship with Pompey, once a friend and ally, soured as ambition turned them into rivals. As Caesar's power grew, so did the number of those who sought to bring him down. Despite his triumphs, Caesar's personal life was marked by isolation. The weight of power, the betrayals, and the losses in his personal relationships took their toll. His ambition had driven him to the heights of Rome, but it had also cost him dearly. As Caesar's personal relationships began to unravel, so too did the loyalty of those closest to him. The Senate, now filled with conspirators, saw Caesar's growing power as a threat to the Republic, and at the center of the conspiracy stood Brutus, torn between love for the man who had treated him as a son and his loyalty to Rome. Brutus. It is not about the man, it is about Rome. We must act. Julius Caesar, the conqueror, the ruler, the reformer, was also a man shaped by his relationships, his losses, and his triumphs. But in the end, it was the personal betrayals that would bring his story to its tragic conclusion. Thank you for watching And History, but Caesar's story isn't over yet. In the next episode, Julius Caesar, the battle for Rome's soul, we dive into the ultimate struggle for control of Rome. With enemies on all sides and betrayal looming, Caesar's legacy hangs in the balance. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss the next chapter in this incredible saga. The fate of Rome is at stake.